Hey guys, it's Tate with 323 Auto Pros here in Andover, applying Icon Rocklear on this Tesla Model X Plaid. Icon is not a traditional ceramic in that it is a wipe-on and self-leveling coating. Because it's self-leveling, that makes it much thicker than ceramic. It is 35 times thicker and 75 times stronger than any ceramic coating. So then you're also getting some rock chip resistance as well as scratch resistance, as well as all the other properties of a ceramic coating. So the reason this customer chose to do Icon is because they understand that Tesla paint is typically thinner and softer and more prone to rock chips, but they didn't want to spend 8 or 10 grand on getting a full body paint protection film, as well as not having to worry about if they get a scratch in the paint protection film, they would have to replace that panel. Whereas with Icon, you can fix it. You can sand it, you can polish it, or you can put another layer on. So it's much more user-friendly. It's much more consumer-friendly than paint protection film is. So we're just gonna walk you guys through why we're doing this and how we're doing this. You'll be able to see the difference in the light here. One of the biggest things that we like about Icon is that we don't have to polish the paint to perfection before applying it, because it has filling characteristics. So especially on thinner paint like Tesla, we don't have to do a 2-step or a 3-step or sanding or anything like that before we apply Icon. So we're actually adding a lot more thickness than if we were doing a ceramic coating, where we would have to remove a lot of the clear coat to make it perfect paint in some instances before we add a very thin layer of ceramic. We are currently the only installers in Minnesota that use this product. It is a 15-year warranty, no required yearly maintenance like most ceramic coatings are. If you're interested in something like this, you can give us a call, 612-440-4575. And once again, my name's Tate. I'm the owner here at 323 Auto Pros in Andover. Before I started coating this, I realized that Tesla has increased the quality, but it's still not 100% there. Just now, after coating it, I can tell that this bottom corner of the door is not fully sprayed, because I can see there's thinner areas. There's also thin areas on the inside of these columns. For paying 100 grand for an SUV on something like this, you would hope that it would be fully painted, but Tesla has a lot better features in some areas than others, but you can see the difference now. That fills in all the scratches, all the swirls, and that's it. It self-levels. It really makes the metallic flake in the paint pop too. Really good. Also, this stuff is Icon is layerable, which means if a customer wants more rock chip and scratch protection after it's fully cured, which is a month over time, we can put another layer on, which will add thickness, add rock chip protection. We did do a full front end PPF on this because paint protection film is still more protective with rock chips. But the rest of the car is getting Icon, and it's going to be plenty of protection for the paint. One of the main things about Icon that I really like is not everyone can get it. So you have to have special training. There is a buy-in price to get access to the product. But then with that, you also get your own territory. So initially, I bought my county, liked it so much. I bought the whole state and several other states with good friend of mine. And now we are going to be training other shops in other areas in the state and the other states. And then we will be distributing product to them. So if you're interested in something like this and you're a detail shop and you're in Minnesota, Iowa, or the Dakotas currently, you can give me a call and I can answer any questions you have. I think this is probably going to be the best shot here. Watching it fill all of the defects, leveling itself out. Never any application lines with Icon compared to a lot of products we've seen and tested. Unless you apply it wrong or prep it wrong. That's the only times there's ever defects in the coating. And just like that, shiny and protected. And you'll see everything is taped off because there are certain things that Icon is not supposed to get on because it is a solvent-based product. It can melt plastics, so we need to tape plastics off. Certain plastics we can coat, especially if they're faded, we will coat them. Because it does really good on certain ones, but Icon has only been tested on paint or clear coat and gel coat, so they don't warranty anything for plastics. Sideways here. It's kind of tough to do this with the tripod, but I mean, you get the idea. This is also shinier than even the best ceramic coatings that I've ever used. I mean, there's a video online, John Parker, I think Ceramic King Coatings did a video with John Parker in Texas, and they fully polished a spot and then put Icon on another spot, and the spot that was with Icon was even shinier than the fully polished area with even gloss additives that way they wiped on top of it. Another question we get asked all the time about Icon is, well, if it's so thick and strong and impossible to remove, what happens if you get into an accident? Or what happens if a panel has to get repainted? What happens then? Well, the beauty of Icon, and this was one of the first questions I asked too before signing on, is what happens if it gets in an accident? And the chemist that helped develop Icon used to work in body shops and paint shops, so that was one of his main priorities, is being able to make it paintable. So you can paint on top of Icon, you can put PPF on top of Icon, you can vinyl wrap it. It's not hydrophobic like ceramic coatings is, it's hydrophilic, which is water sheeting compared to water beading, which also helps reduce the chance of water spotting immensely. I mean, the way this stuff dries and cleans is very similar to how ceramic coatings are cleaned. Everything comes off very easily, everything dries very easily, but it just doesn't beat up the water. Instead, the water goes onto it and then falls off the panel. So that's another perk of Icon is so versatile. You can put decals on top of it. You can vinyl wrap it. A lot of installers do Icon and then do PPF on top of it to give it like the ultimate protection against rock chips and scratches. It also makes PPF a lot easier to remove in the future when it does have to get removed. I've yet to find a disadvantage of having Icon compared to a ceramic, besides the fact that it's more expensive. But, you know, you get what you pay for. You can see this Expedition or Explorer we just coated today too. This thing was in really bad shape. I mean, the hood was completely scratched up. It was a farm. It lives on a farm all the time, and now it looks like it's got repainted basically. There was a lot of gravel rash on the front bumper. That all got filled. Obviously, there's some defects that cannot get filled. Bigger rock chips, stuff that's through the paint, but so now we're done. That took maybe 25, 30 minutes. Now we're gonna crank the heat on in the shop, head out for the night, and tomorrow morning we'll take this tape off and ceramic coat the glass and the trim and the interior, and then do some touch-ups on the PPF probably, and then send it out the door. We're also going to be maintaining this car as well as her husband's vehicle for every 2 weeks, so you guys will be able to see an update on this. I'll keep you guys updated, see how it's doing, because it's going to be a daily driver. It drives down a dirt road every single day, so it'll be interesting. It'll be good to see what happens with the daily driver with Icon. So yeah, if you guys are interested in something like this, you can give us a call. It's 323 Auto Pros. They're in Andover, Minnesota. 612-440-4575. And you have any suggestions for us or want us to do any videos on other things, you can put it down in the comments and I will make sure to do that. So thanks for watching. Real quick before I go, this is actually cured icon from a yogurt lid. So this is strictly icon, and it does kind of feel like paint protection film. It does get a little harder and less malleable than PPF does after it's fully cured. You can see it was a little thinner on this side when I poured it, but that's about the thickness of what you're getting on your paint with one layer. So scratch protection, rock chip resistance. I mean, you can't ask for anything better out of a wipe-on coating. You can see paint's pretty much perfect. It's going to be interesting seeing how the paint protection film looks out in the sun compared to Icon, because I have heard that the shine is noticeably different. I mean, that metallic just pops. You can even see in this Explorer over here, I didn't even think there was metallic in this, but after coating it, oh, it doesn't want to focus, it's too shiny. Well, there you go, you can kind of see it. Kind of see a metallic flake in there, but I mean, this thing's shiny. We also just coated this Lexus today too, so pearl white obviously looks great, but not our favorite color to coat because it's very difficult to see where we were and where we haven't been. This has actually been helping us out recently with contamination. This is just a little air filter we've got going, filter out the dust in the air. But yeah, I mean, there's the finished product for you. Oh, right on time.